You are now tuned into the sounds of bearded ambition.
Let's talk about it. Victim mentality. A lot of us, as we grow up, we harbor a lot of pains of the past. Things that we didn't have, people we didn't have, circumstances we didn't get to experience, things that have happened to us, and it's a laundry list of other things. But as we grow up and we become adults, we seem to linger in that victim mentality. Well, I didn't have this, and I didn't get to do that. This person wasn't here. And perhaps we have every right to feel the way that we feel, right? The things that have happened to us a lot of times may have been outside of our control. But when you become fully accountable and responsible for who you are in your current state, you can't be a victim. Maybe easier said than done, but you have to make peace with the things that have transpired in your life. You have to. Because the only person that's not going to be any good is yourself. You're going to feel that you are owed the world based upon your circumstances. You're not alone. There's millions on top of millions on top of millions of people who have had life happen to them. The sad thing about it is no one tells us how to heal. No one tells us how to release. No one tells us about therapy. No one tells us about meditation. No one tells us about we have to find an outlet to let go of this notion and these ideas that I need someone to make it right. Therefore, I get to complain and put everything that has happened to me in my life upon others to justify how I feel. You're not going to go far with that. I myself had to, as you grow, you find out nobody's coming to save you, and a lot of times no one's coming to make it right. Now you're fortunate enough if you can get anybody who was involved in your past to say, hey, you know what? I could have done some things better. I made some errors. I took some things from you, or I didn't give you certain things. Sometimes you may have people come into your life who are there and potentially wrong those or right those wrongs. But a lot of the times, no one's going to be there to do that. That's your responsibility. Nobody ever tells us that. It's your responsibility to take full and extreme ownership of your own mental health, of your own pains of the past. The biggest thing is being aware of it. Consciousness. Sometimes we embody and become the things that happen to us, and they end up, you don't realize that they're a part of the problem. No one's a victim. As long as you have breath in your body, don't get me wrong, in a certain context, in this particular context, what I'm talking about is the things that you can change from a standpoint of releasing. Now, there's certain victims, of course, that are like, detrimental to life in regards to, perhaps not coming back from it. But you can make peace and release circumstances that have happened in your life, and they're imperative for you Otherwise, they're imperative for your growth. They're imperative for your peace. They're imperative for your well-being. Because if you don't take ownership of them, acknowledge them, face them, and release them, you're not going to be good for anyone. More importantly, you're not going to be good for yourself. Most important person to be good for is yourself. So remember, you are not a victim. If you are listening and watching this video and you are dealing with things that continuously keep you in a loop and you find yourself repeating the same old circumstances of the past, when words come up or scenarios or people who come around and they talk about certain things, and at that moment you're triggered, it means you need to release. You have to do the inner work, or some people even reference it as the shadow work. It's imperative that you do that. Because like the saying goes, 80% don't care and the other 20% are glad that it's you that are going through the things that you're going through. What does that mean? Everybody's going through something. The people that you think have it all figured out are going through something. People that look like they got it going on are going through something. No one is exempt from the trials of life. Even if it's something totally different, it doesn't matter. Pains and struggles and obstacles, they all come packaged up in different things. So yours is no different. Like a lot of people just don't care. So your objective is to care about yourself and release. There's so many different several ways that you can find ways to make peace of the past. Sometimes the people that you need to make peace with aren't available. They may be gone indefinitely. They may be unreachable. What are you going to do about it? You have to tell yourself that I'm going to release this. I don't care if you have to cry. I don't care if you have to write. I don't care if you have to journal. I don't care if you have to sit out by the water. I don't care if you have to go to a place and break dishes. Do what you have to do. But you have to do it for yourself. You can't keep telling yourself, or you can't even lie to yourself about the fact that you're a victim. You are not a victim. So with all that being said, do your best to find ways to release those pains, to release those traumas, to release all that uneasiness that lies within you. You're not in this by yourself. There are several other people throughout the world who have things that they're dealing with. All of us are dealing with something in some capacity. But first off, you have to tell yourself that you are not a victim. No one's a victim. Don't live in that victimhood, because you'll be living in it by yourself. You're going to do more detriment to yourself than you will good. So as always, I hope that this message, and I trust that this message will reach you and that it will add value to you, and that you'll do your best to face and overcome your quote-unquote victimhood, which you are not. Take care.